Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I went ahead and decided to do that second video. So let's start off with some songs. So this one I believe is from the Archangels and my guides, and it was from the Heavenly Hebrew Worship and Prayer Music channel on YouTube, and the song was "Glory to God in the Highest." So the lyrics are: "The one that is pierced, mercy flowing from your side. Emmanuel, God is with us. He is one of mercy. Yeshua, draw me in. Emmanuel, God with us. Let your healing word appear. I look upon the one I wounded. I see the love I could not earn. From your side, river opens, and my heart begins to turn. Lamb of God, so meek and holy, bearing sorrow not your own. Yeshua, Messiah, by your wounds I am brought home. Yahweh Rapha, heal the places where my shame has learned to hide. I seek your righteous covering. Let me rest beneath your side. The one that they pierced has opened mercy wide. Emmanuel, God with us. Healing flows from your side. I bow before you, Abba. Hold my broken soul. Yahweh, Shalom, peace within me. Come and make the wound at home. Mercy flows, God is near. Not by distance, not by anger. You received my bitter pain like a fountain in the desert. Grace was pouring from your name. Holy Savior, a force for sinners, silent Lamb and faithful King. Now my mourning turns to worship. Now my wounded heart can sing. He saw pierced for me, healing me. Lamb of mercy, set me free. I look to the one that was pierced and see mercy, not rejection. Yahweh, Messiah, you are the Father's love poured out for the hurting and the broken. One of the things that I always remind the people that I'm working with is, if you truly believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins, then you need to embrace the healing that comes with that, right? Sometimes we kind of beat ourselves up eternally for our sins, when being human is an experience where we are meant to fall down and stand back up, right? So this one came from my divine counterpart, and it was sung by Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, and Ziv Zafman, and it's from, I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's A Million Dreams. And it says, I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, one that I call my own, through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care. So what if they call me crazy? We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be a part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. And then you got the message that he's crying right now, because he's worked so hard to help people to be able to overcome their challenges and their obstacles and their hurt and their pain and their suffering, to lay their burdens down in order to be a blessing wherever they are and to use their gifts. and to have someone who has so much faith that he's able to do that, and to give him the strength when he's feeling weak, is a blessing that he never thought he'd receive. So, and I got reassurance from God with this song, "Your Blessings Are Coming," and it was Radiant Soul Sounds on YouTube. It says, "Your blessings are coming. They are already moving. Your blessings are coming. Get ready to receive. Before you even ask, it has already been answered. Before you even move, the blessings are in motion. You do not have to see it to know that it's real. Trust that thing you carry deep down, that quiet feel. Something is shifting even when it is still. Something is building just beyond that hill. You woke up this morning and the journey is already done. My blessings are already on the way. Here they come. Good things are moving closer every day. I do not have to force it. I do not have to fight. Everything that I'm waiting on is walking toward the light. My blessings are on the way. You felt it in the morning before you check your phone. Something in your spirit says you don't have to face this alone. A little nudge, a small sign on that door, letting you know how close they are. The prayers you prayed at midnight did not fall on empty ears. They were heard and answered and are on their way. Every seed that you planted in the dark is coming through. Your blessings are already making their way to you. Okay. Then for my ancestors, I got the message, "You're a shining star" by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it was just the chorus of, "You are a shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see what your life could truly be." And then I just heard my divine counterpart start singing Madonna's "Lucky Star." You shine so bright wherever you are. Just think of me. Wait. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Starlight, star bright, now make everything alright. Okay. It's getting me all distracted. The next thing I wanted to talk about, was dragon codes. So I have been working and going to I was working with a couple of people. That one was a veteran who was going through PTSD, and another woman was also struggling with her mental health. And so I had gone to a couple wellness fairs, and it happened to be that at one of the wellness fairs was a couple that I used to know really well. They were family to me. I still consider them family, even though we don't get to see each other very often. So it was really awesome. Was that they sell like pain creams with my spine. They would always help me with that. There were times where I needed groceries and they helped me out, and we would always like, their kids were growing up with my kids, and we used to joke actually, because we would go and do things like, let's say we went fishing, or we would go let's just stick with fishing. We went fishing and it would be him, his wife, and I think they had 5 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids between the two of them, and then me and my 3. And I used to tease him. I say, when we're out in public, people think you have 2 wives and 8 children. And he would just laugh and he'd be like, yeah, let them think what they want, and so it was just a very fun experience being able to get to do life with them. And anyway, they happened to be selling little fidgets as well. And so I had given my kids, my sister also, we had given each of my grandkids and her son a little egg, and in it had a dragon in it, and we had dragon protectors that protect our bloodline. So one of the fidgets that I found with my friends was this little dragon that he wanted me to claim him, so I did. And if you watched my previous video, you'll see why in my dream that I was playing with my little fidgets. So this little guy I have named Ip. Actually, he told me his name was Ip, and the Ip stands for I protect. And what I found very interesting was I went ahead and researched the meaning behind the colors of this dragon, right? The purple and black dragon blends the royal, spiritual, and transformative traits of purple with the mystery, power, and hidden depths of black. Together, these colors create a symbol of profound inner strength, cosmic mystery, independence, and a balance between supreme wisdom and dark, untamed force. Purple dragons represent royalty and wealth, nobility, pride, and elite power, spiritual awakening, higher consciousness, psychic awareness, and deep inner transformation. And in the Eastern and esoteric traditions, it marks a transition between active and passive forces, such as yin and yang. And I've been balancing my yin and my yang, so I thought that was kind of a neat synchronicity. The black dragons, the unknown of the hidden realms, secrets that are yet to be uncovered, raw power and protection, and an unyielding defensive force. In elements and mythology, black is tied to the sovereign power of deep, unmapped waters and abyssal depths. Combined, it symbolizes cosmic or twilight energy, signifying a creature of vast, unseen universes and controlled power. In arts and tattoos, this combination highlights a journey through inner darkness toward wisdom, self-mastery, and hidden majesty. That was so awesome, I had to share it. Okay, and I just got telepathically I had connected with a young man that I was helping who was from the Lakota tribe, and he's also on a spiritual quest, and the universe had brought our paths together, and so we were able to kind of get to know each other, and he helped practice with me some staging, and got to have some wonderful time together and reinforcing each other on our healing journey. And so he just sent me a telepathic message just because I just saw him last night again, but I didn't get to talk with him, and so I think he was just reaching out to me, letting me know that he was really grateful for our time together. As short as it is, I was encouraging him to move forward in the path, but he ended up back at the same recovery place, and it was where I was volunteering, and he knows that I don't like to see people repeating cycles, and that he's going to work extra hard to be able to overcome his addictions in order to continue to move forward. Because I kept telling him, I'm like, you have people out there that are relying on you to lead. He was helping create a ceremonial sacred space with his grandmother and his aunt and some other of the women in his tribe, and he had shown me pictures of it, and it wasn't finished. And I told him, I said, I need you to complete this. I need you to get your healing. I need you to be able to overcome the darkness that's trying to prevent you from finishing that. And when you get it finished, let me know so I can come there and I can celebrate with you. And hopefully then I'll be able to have a sacred space where I can do my healing work as a Moonike rights practitioner and a medicine woman. So I just wanted to acknowledge that I wasn't trying to ignore him yesterday, but I also don't reward bad behavior. When I work with somebody and I pour into them and I see them repeating the same patterns, then I have to allow somebody else to then take over working with them, because I obviously wasn't enough to shift them into fully healing. Now, he had been gone for a couple of months, so I was able to help him get some healing, but somebody else now has to continue with his healing journey and giving him more tools that they can provide to keep him moving forward in his healing. All right. The other day, I was trying to do some more private readings for myself, get my own guidance, and the park where I had chosen to take the time. Now there was nobody around, the rains, we've had the tornadoes, and somebody previously had been obviously taking graduation pictures. So I found this pink tassel that says 2026, and it was in the mud, and I had the Holy Spirit tell me that I have officially graduated the School of Hard Knocks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not to say that my lessons won't continue, because as we know, life is a series of learning and growth opportunities, lots of lessons still to come, but that they will be lessons that will, let me just put it, the hardest lessons are behind me now, and now I get to move forward to, not saying a comfortable, easy life, but I get to actually elevate and be able to be in rooms with people that are going to be able to take what I am teaching and leading and guiding and continue it within their own realms and be able to move forward in helping their people. So before I was running around helping all the everyday people, right? Because we are everyday people. But now I'm going to be moved up into rooms with the CEOs. I'm going to be with people that already have large followings and large corporations and businesses where they are the leaders within that structure, and that they are having to guide the people that work for them or look up to them to lead them. So I will be a teacher to a higher realm of leaders versus just trying to reach the everyday person, because if I can help the leaders, then that trickles down to the everyday person, and allows me to have a wider reach, and my message can reach millions then, and not just one person here, 2 people here, 10 here, 40 here. I'll be able to help people on a much bigger scale. It's almost like doing a cannonball into the pool, right? Okay. When I was down in Evansville doing my training at Ivy Tech down there, I don't know where this came from, but I was standing there and a gentleman said, "Hey, I think you dropped something." And at my feet was this little stress ball that I thought was too cute. Don't know where it came from, but I claimed it. And again, trinkets that the universe gives me, my little fidgets, my little stress balls, and all kinds of cool things. My mom also, I had shared when she passed, this was in her things, and she said she wants me to start using this, that way I can clear the energy and making sure that no evil spirits are sending messages through me, and it allows her to be part of what I'm doing. The other thing is me and the gentleman that's part of the Lakota tribe, we had talked about how people have over time taken out the bells from churches, and those bells were very important in dispelling and getting the evil spirits to move. Not just using sage, but you can use bells. So I thought that was a very interesting, enlightening conversation I wanted to share. Then I said I had gone to a couple wellness fairs, and so at one wellness fair I got to meet a gentleman that was originally from Canada, who then went and trained in Peru to become a shaman. And if you know, that's part of my ancestry, and so I was able to get from him was this wand, and it has the Andean cross, which when I was studying through the 4 winds, that they use the Andean cross through their teachings. And so the book that you might want to read to learn more about it is the Andean Codes, and you could also reach out to Marcelo Lobos and Alberto Velodo and get more information about energy medicine. But the clear quartz on this is supposed to help me with concentration, and then we have some other stones in here. I'll have to look them up. I'm not sure if it's turquoise or not, but they're supposed to help with healing my throat chakra, making sure that the messages that I'm getting downloaded and sharing are of pure light and healing and meant to uplift people. Then I went to a store, and it was called the Angel Beads store, and found this cute little healing stone, which I have a bigger one from when I was trained to do the Munaki rites practitioner. A bigger one that was made out of carnelian, and at first I thought this was carnelian, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. But then she had me take a closer look at it, and it actually is gold stone. And she gave me, let's see here, pull out my little wisps of paper here. Okay, it is, so goldstone. It is a man-made glass that has copper flecks. It supports personal transformation, abundance, good luck, and games of chance. It also helps have safe travel, effective in sending healing energies from the heart and distance healing. It's a great money charm and helps in attaining goals, eases arthritis pain, and helps to stabilize emotions. It also helps alleviate fears of the dark. So I thought that was very significant to share with you, that little gift from the universe. And then I had gone and found Friendship Bear, because I always talk about that I feel like me and my collective are each different type of Care Bear, and then we send things out into the universe, and I always felt like I can make friends pretty easily. Now maintaining them and keeping them around, that's a little trickier. But I'm very good at being able to initiate conversations and kind of get friendships going, and then I kind of will like partner them up and say, okay, now you guys be friends. In fact, I connected the gentleman at the recovery place that I was volunteering at with the gentleman that I was sitting next to in the training who was leading sober living, and I gave them each their business cards, and I'm like, you guys should talk. And I got telepathically from the gentleman that I was volunteering with, who's in my kids' age range, they both were. I got telepathically, he's like, you're the mom who like sends up adult friend dates and be like, you two should be friends. Okay, and then I had this amazing woman that I got to meet down there that was the owner of the beads, Angel Beads store, and I was told her that I was looking for a clear quartz pendulum with silver string. I ended up choosing a necklace. That way I could designate it strictly for messages from the angel realm. And so she helped me to find this beautiful clear quartz. And what was interesting also was she taught me how to use my body as a pendulum, on how to get the yes and the no, and showed me how the cell phone can really disarm your warakucha, your aura field, your protection, your natural spiritual protection gets disarmed just by having a cell phone in your hand. I'm like, wow. And so then she had me pick a quote of the day, and it was, by making choices, we learn to profit from our mistakes. And if you're like me, that you had a childhood wound about perfectionism, you would panic at the thought of making a mistake, which can leave us paralyzed sometimes and prevent us from moving forward, because we sit at the crossroads going, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I do this? Do I do that? And she and I talked, and we realized, as we were talking, that every path leads you to where you're meant to be. So even if I were to choose the wrong way, it might take me a little longer to get to where the divine wanted me to go, but I'm still going to end up there. And that brought a lot of peace for me to being able to take risks again, because I feel like I was taking risks and not going where I wanted to go, and then getting derailed, and then I'm getting frustrated that I'm getting derailed because I was taking these risks. So then I wasn't taking risks, and then I'm not going anywhere because I'm stagnant. And it's like learning to drive a stick shift, having to learn to use the brake and the gas and shift, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a lot. Okay, now let's talk about my journaling. I had the financial overview. So here was the layout of my tarot sticker cards. And let's see what we had. It said, for number 1, the present situation is conflict, competition, and disagreement. It shows a struggle where people fight, clash egos, or pull in different directions. So I had to learn how to not engage in the power struggles, because it's amazing how many people find me as competition, and I'm just trying to be like, hey, let's learn from each other, let's partner up, let's work on this together. And they're like, no. Like, okay. Wow, interesting. Next I have what is blocking my progress. Well, balance, adaptability, and juggling multiple priorities or financial responsibilities. I'm managing the ups and downs of life with grace and flexibility. I mean, you have to, right? Number 3, what attitudes toward money I need to change. It says be open to celebration, friendship, community, and joyful reunions. Shared happiness, collaboration, and support of close-knit bonds or chosen family. Number 4, daily thinking patterns concerning money that I need to change are that I'm out of balance, rushing through life, or facing poor harmony. I need to slow down, look at my life, and find my center again. I don't like when temperance is upside down. Number 5 is the Hierophant. Where in my life abundance already exists is tradition, spiritual wisdom, organized religion, and conformity to established social structures. It signifies mentorship, institutional guidance, and following time-tested customs rather than breaking the rules. A lot of times I tended to be the rebel who wanted to question why people are having me do what they're going to have me do. And being grown, you think that you know everything, and then you realize, no, there's still a lot more to learn. And I never understood the Pentecostal belief that the man was the head of the household when women are the one that's connected to source. I just didn't understand. I saw a lot of control and domineering over the women and forcing them into servitude. But now I'm finding, but when you choose to submit because you found a man who knows how to actually lead with grace and kindness and compassion and gentleness, then it becomes really easy to then allow him to take the messages that I'm channeling and be able to decipher those messages, and then we co-create together on how to move forward with that information. And I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to get the healthier version of that balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. All right, next I have is what can I do daily to change my financial situation? So as to lay down heavy burdens, extreme pressure, overcommitment, and burnout. It signals exhaustion from trying to do everything alone, and the end is near. Then opportunities to watch out for in the next 3 months are an imbalance in care, money, or home life, pointing to self-absorption, financial strain, and neglected duties. It's a split from the calm, helpful nature of the upright card. So this is where my Queen of Pentacles could get flipped upside down if I am not careful. So just trying to maintain that healthy work-life balance, and self-care, which was part of the training that I just completed with this certification to become a peer support professional. Says, I really have to maintain that healthy boundary and not take on other people's problems as if they're my own, which I had a tendency to do in the past. All right, let's get to the cards. This deck I found phenomenal. It's based off of Carl Jung's kind of psychology. It's called the Four Selves Oracle. And I'm just going to read a little bit of the intro for you just because it does such a great job of, let's see here. Yes, it says, if you picked up this oracle, chances are you're someone who's seeking a deeper understanding of yourself and how to live a more fulfilling life. Perhaps you felt like something's been holding you back or that you're not quite reaching your full potential. Maybe you're simply curious about exploring the different facets of your being. But most likely, you're on an age-old human quest to understand yourself on a deeper level, to find harmony within and to unlock your fullest potential. Perhaps you felt a disconnect between your thoughts, emotions, physical well-being, and that elusive something more, the spark of the divine within you. You're not alone. The Four Selves Oracle is your guide to navigating the multi-layered landscape of your inner world. This oracle provides the roadmap to understanding the intricate workings of what makes you uniquely you. It's designed for those who are new to the concept of the four selves, offering a fresh perspective on how these aspects interact and influence your daily life. As you'll discover, you are not just one self, but a symphony of four: the physical self, the conscious self, the subconscious self, and the superconscious self. Each plays a vital role, and when they're in harmony, you unlock a state of clarity, freedom, and wisdom. Prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery where you'll learn how to identify the triggers that keep you stuck in repetitive patterns, preventing you from accessing your inner wisdom and divine inspiration. You'll learn how to open pathways between your four selves, allowing for a free flow of communication that brings harmony and balance to your entire being. On this empowering journey of self-discovery, you'll uncover your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and learn how to integrate the light and shadow aspects of each of ourselves. This isn't just a deck, it's a gateway to understanding yourself on a deeper level, enabling you to take action and embrace the true divine source within you. So get ready to unlock your potential and live your best, most super conscious life. So I look forward to using this with people that I work with, because I have the Carl Jung Self-Discovery card deck that helps you figure out more about your personality type. And then this helps you be able to unlock even more mysteries of knowing thyself. Let's see what we got. Ooh, this one is called Decay, card 36. So let's see what this card has to tell us. It's shadow, and the keywords are decay, breakdown, and withering. Your mantra is, all that has withered creates room to expand. Here's your core meaning. The decay card symbolizes a breakdown in our energetic selves. Its position within a spread will explain the exact ways this is happening for you. It could be that one of the selves is shutting down communication, for example. Or perhaps you are not actively doing enough to create a whole self and are finding stagnancy building up, thus preventing growth. The imagery. This card presents an image of an hourglass suspended in the vast expanse of the universe. The hourglass is adorned with flowers that are trying to extend beyond it, symbolizing the need for growth and expansion that we all have within us. Inside the hourglass, the top is filled with remnants of all that has come before, triggers, experiences, and darker times. These then filter downward, where they pour into the skull that fills the entire bottom of the hourglass. The skull itself is light-colored. Once those darker particles hit its crown, they become illuminated. They represent what needs to be transmuted within to truly prevent the degradation of our core and who we wish to become. The conscious. In a conscious position, hourglass will indicate those negative thought processes that creep in and hinder and suppress us. It's through gradual negative self-talk that communication can shut down as a positive mindset becomes harder and harder to attain. During a reading, the cards surrounding will bring awareness to how this is occurring and what actions to take to rectify it and reopen those lines of communication. The subconscious. Subconsciously, this card highlights a stagnancy within. It alerts us when not enough work is being done to overcome the fears and negative emotions that then progress into a state of decay. These sounding cards will add information on how to work on this and provide insight into how this is occurring for you. The physical. Decay in a physical position suggests that you are not in a great state to work with spirit. Your human body is suffering on some level. It could be from a feeling of apathy, being overwhelmed, or something similar. Understand that we all have times like this and must self-soothe through spiritual practices. Okay. So if you're working directly with me, then I'd be able to actually do an entire spread, and we would know where that would fall and be able to guide you even more onto which one of those would be the exact message for you, just to give you some insight. All right, let's go ahead and get a message on the Human Spirit Oracle, since we're learning to reconnect with the Great Spirit that resides in all of us and connects us all as one. A communication and behavior expert, this one's interesting. It says to eat your words. So let's see, number 34. Hangry? Well, you better taste those words before you consume them. Sometimes all sorts of things come out of people's mouths. Maybe you think they're being snarky or rude, or is it cute or funny? But here is the real. You never know what someone is going through. Everyone is going through something that is relative to them, and we never know quite how they digest your words. A kind word can go a long way in the era of Karen and Ken. So douse those words in sugar if you intend on eating them. Bitter words can make you cocky and gag. So again, I've had to learn from my own fair share of mistakes to learn how to just speak life into people, no matter how much hostility, anger, pain, the whole turn the other cheek thing, because I never know what's going on. One of the examples we used in class was, if everybody's like a car that's on the highway and everybody is in a traffic jam, you don't know, and then people are zooming past you, and you might feel the urge to want to flip somebody off or honk your horn at them, but how do you know that they aren't rushing to the hospital because their son is dying and they've been asked to hurry up? Or how do you know that they don't have their sick grandma who is having an asthma attack in their vehicle and they got to try to get them to the hospital to get oxygen? Like, we don't really know what's going on in their vehicle, and we have to just offer grace and be like, please go ahead. I know I'm one of those that drives like a little old lady because I don't want to be in a hurry and don't want to be in a car accident, and I am not an adrenaline seeker, so I'll be like, please go around. But to those that are in a hurry in life, they might automatically jump to some negative conclusions, and so we have to offer grace to people. All right, let's get a message from the Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. Let's see what the mystic realm has to tell us. Ooh, the moon. I think this is a good one since it just had the new moon. So card number 37. The moon is full of mysteries. And it is true. I have always been a first responder, even through the shutdown. I won't say the words. I was still a first responder, so I didn't get to stay at home and figure out things. I was still out there helping people and going to the grocery stores and sanitizing everything. So now we have the essence. Every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact in our human psyches. It offers us the certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is a light waiting so we can be reborn into a new phase. This calls to mind a native African prayer to the moon. May our lives be renewed as yours is. The moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters on the earth. This same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising from or hiding back into the unconscious. And anybody who does, first responding, if you work in a hospital, if you work in a school, any time where you're working closely with people, you'll see where the moon really does affect the gravitational pull. And we are made mostly of water, and as we know, the moon affects the tides, so of course it affects the moods and behaviors of individuals. The invitation. The moon spends equal time in the dark as it does the light of the sun. And now it comes to remind you of this balance. Have you been too focused on outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements? Or have you spent too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on the significance of the moon cycle and let it gently guide you out of your bottomless depths. Head back to the world of outer expression and connection with others. It will help you make time for yourself, your feelings, and your essential human and spiritual needs. I think that's definitely a message that I needed, because when you are always on the go and always helping and always doing, then you can become burnt out and bitter and like, this is never ending, and I'm not even doing enough, and it's not helping, and then you just kind of shut down and go into, forget this, I'm just going to sit over here and take a bubble bath and read a book. And then you're like, oh, now I got to be out there helping people again. So it's finding that healthy balance. All right, let's get a message from the Spirits of Nature Oracle, because clearly Mother Nature is wanting to be heard. So let's see what Mother Gaia wants us to know today. We have River Flow. Okay, card number 32. Let's see what message we get. I know I'm starting to not cling to the rocks on the shore, going, not again, not again, another storm. But now I'm like, okay, that's what nature does. All the storms do have an end. If you look down at the earth from space, rivers look like arteries and veins on our planet. Similar to the channels that carry blood throughout the human body, rivers move immensely large volumes of water throughout the earth. A river transports nutrients for the land and provides a home for many organisms. They play an essential role in ecological balance, as along with other elements of the earth. They continually reshape the land's surface. All rivers and streams start at a high point, such as a mountain or other elevated area. There begins the flow to lower areas. Streams may join with other streams to form larger rivers that eventually make their way to oceans or lakes. Along the way, the flow may be hindered by blockages, whether formed naturally or by animals or humans. In spite of these obstructions, each river has a propensity for finding its way under, around, and through these obstructions, steadily and persistently flowing to its ultimate destination. Here's your message. Being in the flow is a state of consciousness where you are fully immersed in and enjoying whatever process you're involved in. When you're in the state of consciousness, you are fully present, whether performing a task, taking a stroll in nature, or spending time with another person. There are a multitude of distractions that can present temporary blockages to that flow, such as worry about the future, regrets about the past, or concern about how others perceive you. All of these mental gyrations serve to keep you from being fully present and moving with the flow of life. With clear intention and an abiding sense of purpose, you can go through, under, or around those blockages. Take note over the next few days of the things you find that keep you out of the flow and write about them in your journal. Several times a day for the next few days, whenever you become aware of that occurring, state out loud, I am here now. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow. I am life. Let this be your mantra whenever stress overwhelms you. Okay, let's get a message from the Archangel Oracle. This one specifically gives the archangels a chance to speak with us. And then next, the same artist created an angelic activations guidebook, so I just got that. So we'll pick an activation card after we get the message. Let's see, who do we have? We have Archangel Jeremiah. Not sure I'm saying that right, but it's personal responsibility. Take responsibility for your choices. This is an opportunity for inner growth. I know sometimes we can get caught up in a blame game of, well, it's because of this person or because of that person. And no, ultimately you made choices that got you where you are, and we might not like to hear that, but it is true. And sometimes you need somebody to help you kind of go through and figure out what you need to take ownership for. And I can be that safe person to help you with that. We have a message, an activation from Archangel Michael. There's the image. And it says, clearing the way. This is a time of great change. Know that all of the roadblocks and challenges you have been facing are part of a great shift that is unfolding in your life. All aspects of your world that are not in alignment with your highest good are being cleared away so that you can stand in your truth once and for all. Trust in the unfolding. Here's your activation. Thank you, Michael, for clearing the road to my highest truth. I think for me, one of my highest truths was that I do want a divine counterpart that I can be in partnership with, but my actions and my energy was like, no, I can do this on my own. I'm a grown-up girl. I am self-empowered. And he's just over there going, all right, well, good luck. Let me know when you're ready for some help. And now I can accept my highest truth that I'm not supposed to be doing it all on my own. But I did do a great job for what I did on my own. But, yeah, I do need his help. And he just said, and I'm very happy to help. It's an honor. All right. So the card we got is Journey. This is from the Oracle of the Fairies, which I just recently picked up. It says, Journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. So pack your passport now. Luckily, my passport is still good. Okay. And in honor of my dragons, we have the Dragon Riders Oracle, which is my new deck. So let's see what message we get from the Dragon Realm. Ooh, let's see, we have Sierduin and Baldwin. It says, see the wonders around you and honor this incarnation. The here and now is the stage on which you will encounter and learn to love yourself. Believe me, magic happens when you have self-love. It truly does. Next, we will use the wisdom from the Dragon Realms, another new one, which my ancestors told me, no more new cards, you got plenty. I like being able to get different messages from the different dimensions. I have different people at different stages, so for those that can relate to the religious aspects of my messages, awesome. For those that need the shaman, wonderful. For those that need the more mystical, love it. For those that need the nature spirits and the fae and my dragon realms, awesome. I don't discriminate when it comes to the realms. All right, we have the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So we got two messages from the dragons. So let's take a look a little bit deeper on these. Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, we have the power of the creative feminine ripples through the Queen of Cups from burnished horn to the whippy tip of her tail. Nesting high above a cold gray sea, she shelters her egg, her blessed creation, beneath her wing. It is almost hatching time, and her prenatal dragonlet stirs within its translucent sapphire orb. A cup, more mystic grail than common vessel, stands just outside the nest. Steam rises from within, assuming the form of a misty, ephemeral dragon. The queen stares at it intensely, as if conjuring the otherworldly image with the majesty of her mind. As the sun fights to break through an after-rain sky, a sperm whale breaches in greeting, eager for word of the dragonlet's progress. An artful matriarch in her prime, the Queen of Cups embodies the essence of water, fluid and graceful, clear as a mountain stream and deep as the briny sea. Like the whale, she both plays on the surface of the subconscious and feeds on the hidden mysteries in its depths. She is imagination personified, gifted with intuition and verges on the psychic, creativity that verges on genius. Emotions are her lodestar. Her love is unconditional, her wisdom rounded with maturity and compassion, and as a healer, no one can fault her bedside manner. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed by your feelings. Enchant with kindness and the dreamy stillness of the poet. And number 6 of Cups says, Northern dragons have long memories. Perhaps it is the cold or the snow. No one knows. In an alpine landscape of glacial peaks and conifers stands an ice castle. 5 cups overflowing with tundra flowers, symbols of hope, joy, and promise, are lined up along the battlements. The 6th cup stands between 2 young dragons, a steaming offer of warmth in temperate climes. Watching them from a distant mountaintop, a prodigious dragon, silver with age, smiles. The little ones remind her of her youth and sweet memories shared. Nostalgia pervades the 6 of Cups with wistful memories of childhood, of times when happiness came as naturally as breath, with the simplicity of the moment and friendship shared, when innocence washed the spirit clean as new fallen snow. Oh, to feel the blush of youth and know such uncomplicated joy again. But be careful not to get lost in the past. There are pleasures in the now, too. Old acquaintances are rekindled, new friendships made. Be guileless and kind, and let your inner dragonlet come out to play. Again, encouraging us to find balance with our inner child. Okay, let's do a love message, and then we'll let my ancestors speak to finish this off. For those of you that are like me, that are on a twin flame journey and calling in soulmates for lessons, please give us one card. Whoop, that one came out pretty good. It says, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Like I said, self-love brings miracles. You teach people how they should treat you. What you put up with, they're going to keep giving you more of. So, know when to put an end to things and walk away. Not throw a fit, but just walk away and be like, when you're done, let me know. Alright, ancestors, will you please give us 3 messages? Thank you for your guidance and your wisdom and your insight. Give me 2 more messages for me and my collective, please. One more message, please. Okay. Oh, I'm liking these so far. So the first one I got is letting me know that we have a Jack of Wands, or is also Jack of Clubs. So I'm going to be meeting someone who is passionate, has enthusiasm for a project, a fresh approach, a new creative idea, uses practicality and learning, and has youthful energies. So I think we match each other in this aspect. This is the end of a cycle, so this is the Ten of Swords, which is also the Ten of Spades. I'm rising up from adversity after painful endings, having failed, but that just means I rebuild with wisdom, and showing that I needed to change, having recovered from betrayal, having closure after hitting rock bottom, preparing to let go and release, hitting the low point, but the worst is over. Thank goodness, because I'm telling you, people out here are vicious, but there are also still good people left. And if you've been burned, don't let that stop you from meeting new people. And then this one I love is that I am in the 9 of Pentacles, which is the 9 of Diamonds, which is a state of wealth, financial gain, generosity, reaching a goal, sharing blessings, luck and positive outside, abundance and prosperity, bringing fulfillment, again, end of a cycle, completion, but now you have good fortune and material comfort. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Life seems to be like falling apart and everything's getting ripped out and you feel like you're on quicksand, and then you're like trying to think, what is that obstacle course they used to have on TV where people had to like do all these obstacle challenges? That's how my life has felt these last couple of years, and I'm just like, what is going on? But if you don't give up, you just might be okay. So keep on trucking, and if you need some guidance, need some help, go ahead and reach out at homans.consulting@gmail.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you about your situation, how I can help. Also, just a reminder that I have finished the training to become a certified peer support professional. So I have been trained, but now further training developed in being able to help people with mental health and their recovery with addictions. So I look forward to talking with you in the future, and the light in me honors and respects the light in you, and I hope you have a blessed day.